Little background and wanted to explain the channel name. It's not intuitive. My first name is Charles, um, and I was named after my father. And so Charlie's Son was going to be the title of my book, and it still may. I still may do that. I just again, I said in another video that I've been trying to write it for about over a year now, and I've not made a ton of progress. So just trying to get some of this out. Um, but the reason for the title was that my father died when I was young. He was sick for a long time, and he died from cancer after a fairly long illness, years, I believe. I was young. And above the knee, left leg amputation, and then eventually lung cancer. And he came home to die in our home, and we set up the living room, or dining room rather, as a hospital room, and hospice came, and it was, what you would think. But there's a tremendous gift, many tremendous gifts. One of which was he was able to say goodbye to us. Um, Now, this is my best recollection, and as I'll probably explain in some further videos, and memory is not reliable. But my best memory is that he was given 3 months to live by when he came home, or at least at this time that I remember. And he had the opportunity to line us all up, us three kids. I have two older sisters. I'm the youngest. And it was 5 days before my 10th birthday. And he said something to each of the children. I'm not sure what he said to my sisters. But what he said to me was that you know the difference between right and wrong and good and bad, and do or choose the right and the good thing. And that's the last thing he said to me. And again, I was young. I didn't quite know what was going on, but it dawned on me later that night, and it hit me pretty hard. Ended up sleeping a couple of rooms away on the couch, and woke up to a house full of people. He was no longer there. He passed away sometime either that night or the next evening, or morning. Again, I don't know, but that changed everything. Everything. And one of the things I say is that he was this tremendous man of honor, just good, kind. My mother did this wonderful thing that if anyone out there happens to find themselves in the same situation, I would highly recommend it. And I don't know, I mean, she's a very smart woman, but I don't know where this came from, but maybe it's divinely inspired. But she decided to put this book together. It's behind me somewhere. Um, and it was just a book of pictures of us, and then all these little things that would remind me, like a business card of his, what I received from a business he owned. But in the beginning of this book were all these letters that she asked his friends to write. And just these remarkable letters of what a kind, good man he was. And she gave it to me on my 18th birthday. And just as a kind of a reminder of who this person was that I had not known, um, like I could have, I guess. And to the best of my knowledge, she did the same for my sisters. But um, I had the opportunity to follow that advice, and there have been many men and people of honor in my life that I had the opportunity to follow, and I chose, um, for a large portion, not to. And one of the lines I've written so far is that I chose to follow fools when my family was filled with people of honor. I mean, my grandparents, my grandfathers were just incredible, incredible people of honor. Uh, I have uncles, two of them, incredible people of honor. One has since passed, and the other is just one of the kindest, best man I've ever known, who's taught me more than any education has. So, so good. And I chose to follow fools, and I chose to follow me, most importantly, and this broken, broken self, and insecurities, and ego, and arrogance, and just brokenness. But the lessons, the lessons. And one of the things that I've often said is I grew up without a father, but I've come to realize in probably the last, I don't know, 6 years, I don't know how long it's been, that I absolutely did not grow up without a father. My father's been with me the whole time, and he has taught me so many lessons, some of which I've had my head down and have been full of illness, ego, arrogance, shame, self-pity, just in this pit. But some I've had my eyes open for, and most recently I've had my eyes open for. And just as an example, there's these things that I kind of listen to and hear when my eyes are open. And when I'm on the path at the right pace, I hear, and they're just stunning. I turned 50 recently. I don't know if it was this year or last year. I can't remember. It wasn't something I care to remember. But I was listening to this podcast that I don't normally listen to, and this person shared that he read this book that he found inspiring. And I was turning 50, and I thought, sounds like an interesting book. And I read this book, and it was just, it changed. I mean, it changed me. The book, by the way, is a fairly old book about, and something I would never run into. It's called The Seven Story Mountain by Thomas Merton. And my goodness, this book, there were times I had to put it down. It was so moving and touching, and and so this is one of the things it was like a gift he gave me for my 50th birthday. And in one of the openings, which I'll share at another time, because it's about suffering, that just changed almost everything. Uh, Thomas Merton talks about losing his father and the pain. And he talks about his idea of suffering, and I had to put it down because it just, reinforced this idea of this is a gift from him. And so he's been with me the whole time. God's been with me the whole time, but I move, right? I talk about in another video how there's a person that has stayed the same, and I move, right? I go in and out, right? And it's that old kind of saying where, if you lose touch with God, who moved? And so that's the reason for the channel name. And this channel is not about me, but I'm getting background, and I'll give a little more background before I start with kind of the lessons, only because I do have this sense of, I still hold this kind of guilt, and I do hold some shame. And I just have this feeling that there are going to be some people that see this and say, uh, what the hell's is he doing? Because I have hurt people, and I'm in the process of trying to make amends as I go. But I mean, I really have, and so there are some people that I'm just well aware. So I'm just trying to lay whatever groundwork I can to get that out of the way, and then kind of get off me, because this is not about me. I do not need any kind of ego. Um, and I've had many teachers over the years. A lot of this stuff is not unique. It's not from me. It's only from lessons. I've learned just a tremendous amount from people, really smart people in my life. Things I've read. Um, I take a lot from my faith. I take a lot from 12-step programs that I'm in. I take a lot from Stoicism. I thank Rowland Holiday for introducing me to that. And then I take a lot from people that maybe you wouldn't think. I'll probably talk about some of those, but you know, Henry Rollins saved my life at one point. He doesn't know that because he didn't literally come and save my life, but my goodness, did he save my life? Um, he could certainly have done it at one point. He's a bad dude, but a lot of people have stepped in, and I'm gonna certainly make mention them as we go along. But I just want to give some background on kind of the the title or whatever you call this. I don't know what the hell it's called. Title, name, channel. But so that's that.